Finally, it's happening. More Cyberpunk Orion news. And if you don't know what Cyberpunk Orion is, it's effectively Cyberpunk 2077 2. Not an expansion, but a whole new thing with a different story, with different everything. So, I am excited. But at the same time, as we all know, cdpr Red has, yeah, kind of gone super woke with all of their California woke awards and things like that. So, how good will this be? No one knows. They did. Now, granted, we have some things that do sound good because initially it was they just went woke and it's really bad. But now we do have some capitulation because they did change the trailer for The Witcher, where the series, the new protagonist, and she has a horrible man face. Yeah, they changed it to be more feminine. So that one means that they intentionally did it, which means, yeah, woke is definitely taking over. But people complained, called her ugly, and they were like, okay, let's not make her a goddamn man. Let's make her into an actual woman. And then it's fine. Okay? So, what's gonna happen with Cyberpunk? Nobody knows at this point. Kind of, we're still very much in the danger zone, by the way, with this. Because even if they capitulate once, wokeness in gaming is not gone anywhere. Okay? It's still there, it's still strong. Games still sabotage themselves just for a political agenda that no one cares about. So, let's get into it.
The comeback story of Cyberpunk 2077 is one of the best in gaming history. This thing launched so broken that it turned into a worldwide controversy, but it has since been updated so many times and it's turned into the game that it always should have been at the start and more. But following a game
True. The redemption story of Cyberpunk 2077 is right there next to No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky also had an absolutely ridiculous redemption story.
gameplay overhaul and a massive expansion, Cyberpunk is in a much better place than ever before, and it seems like CD Projekt Red isn't done with it just yet. Now, there's been reports coming out about a new DLC for Cyberpunk that could lead into the official sequel, codenamed Project Orion, and the official Cyberpunk social media account seems to be posting cryptic hints to that effect as well. So today we're gonna
Expansion? That's news to me. I thought that we are 100% on the line of no expansions anymore.
dive back into Night City and go over everything you need to know about the new update or potential DLC for Cyberpunk 2077, including all
Now, I did mention previously, I guess I'll have to reiterate this, but considering how far everything Cyberpunk is and how good the DLC was received, I would say that considering people even want the DLC, people want, they are actively asking for a 2077 DLC, a new one. And I understand that the last one was great, so give a new one, okay? Shit. Considering the next Cyberpunk punk game is years upon years at this point, by like minimum, most likely, if we're being super lucky, minimum 4 years away currently. So, yeah, give me a DLC. People are going to be happy and it's going to make a lot of money. So I didn't understand the fact that they don't want to do this seemingly, but maybe this is just CDPR's way of gaining fame and notoriety currently, because they are trying to ride that wave of, oh, we did good and this is our comeback story pretty hard, with Cyberpunk at least. Because they are constantly dropping these free updates that make things a little bit better, fix bugs, and do all of those things. And they're constantly saying, this is the last one. And they're using this as free publicity. Because this has worked already, I don't know, like 5 times in a row for them. They say, no more updates, we're concentrating on a new thing, and bam! Free update that actually fixes things and makes something better. And everyone's like, And yeah, this has worked 4 more times after that initial one, which is kind of crazy.
all of the evidence we have, when it could be coming out, and how it all could lead us into Cyberpunk 2077 Project Orion. We have a lot to cover, so check the video chapters for easy viewing. Also, don't forget to enter the PS5 giveaway. Those details are in the pinned comment, and let's get right into it.
Do you think that giveaway is real, by the way?
So recently, the official Cyberpunk 2077 Twitter account posted a brief video with a very strange caption. Now, the video is a collage of various characters in the Cyberpunk universe along with their birthdays, but there are 6 characters whose information is encrypted. Now, the caption of the video directly references this by saying this, "Don't worry about the encrypted data warning, it's just a glitch in the system," or is it? Now, this has to be a tease for something yet to come because there is simply no reason to put something like this in the video, let alone acknowledge it in such a cheeky way unless you're planning on doing something with it in the future. And while some people have said that this is a tease of a new expansion similar to Phantom Liberty DLC, just pump the brakes. I don't know if I would go quite so far. That being said, there is a new version of Cyberpunk 2077 right around the corner in the form of the Nintendo Switch 2 port. Nintendo showed off Cyberpunk 2077 heavily during their Switch 2 presentation.
Oh god, that sounds horrible. Like, the Switch is not gonna run anything better than a than a 360 Xbox, okay?
So CD Projekt Red is going to have a pretty big spotlight on them in the
Pay more, pay a premium for something that doesn't even amount to something my Windows 97 computer could do.
next couple of months as this new version of the game comes out, but this could also be the perfect opportunity and time to start teasing new aspects of the world. These 6 characters that are blacked out in the teaser video could end up being major players in the next game.
Okay, listen, I'm not saying Songbird supremacy, but I kinda am. You know, I mean, everyone has to live dead alive. And let's see. Oh, by the way, bro, I saw this great post on Twitter. It's like, okay, you have a choice between Pan Am and someone who literally just abandons you, hates you, and calls you stupid. What great romance choices.
Or they could end up being new pieces of the current game's world with a content patch, which I think that's the most likely scenario in this whole situation. And there's not a whole lot of new content that is confirmed for the Switch 2 version of Cyberpunk 2077, but cdpr is known for throwing little bonuses into the ports of their existing games, and I think this could be what's going on here. Now, when the Switch 2 version of the game comes out, it will likely come with some kind of update that will apply to all versions of the game, and that's where we could end up learning more about these 6 characters.
Do you think that's gonna be a downgrade yet again? Because again, it's a fucking Switch. It's not gonna be able to run this thing on medium graphics. There's no world where that happens. I mean, we're talking about 2 FPS every 5 goddamn years.
Perhaps they're going to be new side characters that add new gigs to the existing game, or perhaps these are characters that you encounter that drop little teasers for the next full-fledged game in the series, which is supposed to be Project Orion. Now, another possibility is that these 6 blacked out characters in the teaser are actually related to the upcoming anime as opposed to being a part of the game storyline. Now,
ooh, I am excited for the anime. Cyberpunk Edge Runners was a great anime.
as most of you guys are already aware, there was already an anime for Cyberpunk called Edge Runners, and it was really good. Like, honestly, if you guys haven't watched it yet,
I mean, it's honestly one of the only things Netflix has done right in their pathetic existence. 10 out of 10.
please go out and watch it. Trust me, it's incredible. And while that show only had 1 season, it was confirmed in late 2024 that another Cyberpunk anime is in the works, and it will likely drop by the end of the year. So it's very possible that this new batch of characters is going to be tied to the anime as opposed to the game, but either way, there's
Again, it's so hard for me to believe in the new anime, considering how much Netflix has ruined everything. Devil May Cry. The ninja anime that they stopped even animating after, I don't know, the first episode, because then it was horrible. So much things just ruined by Netflix. Castlevania. Do I need to say more? Okay?
seems to be some kind of new intel about this universe right around the corner, and CD Projekt Red is laying the foundation for it. Now, as for how this new batch of characters plays into the future of the series, we do have a little more to go off of than just the random teaser video. In a recent investors call, CD Projekt Red confirmed that Project Orion, the codename for Cyberpunk 2077 sequel, is still a priority, and it's currently in development at cdpr North America, which there is a Boston studio and a Canadian studio. Now, you might think that they're definitely busy with the development of The Witcher 4 as well as the management.
They're probably busy not deleting themselves because someone used their wrong pronouns. That's what they're busy with.
Of the remake of the first Witcher game, but they confirmed that pre-production on Project Orion will be starting soon, and The Witcher 4's development will not affect the Cyberpunk 2077 sequel development either. They have two different studios working on both projects, so both can be developed at the same pace essentially. But with the confirmation that the pre-production for Project Orion will be starting soon, that could mean by the time you're watching this video, Cyberpunk Project Orion will be in the pre-production phase officially. It was also confirmed during the investors call that the company is heavily ramping up the number of developers they have on their payroll, so they're clearly gearing up for something huge to
Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, you get more developers on payroll, but you create two new studios in two different places. Yeah, you get more developers on payroll. Yeah, I mean, shocking, I know, but that's how things work.
go alongside The Witcher 4. Again, both games are being developed separately. They're gonna stagger their releases, but you get what I'm saying. Like, The Witcher 4's development is not gonna affect Cyberpunk Project Orion. Obviously,
The Cyberpunk dystopia is so stupid. Why would you ever put something in your brain that someone can literally make your head explode? Why? Why? Typically, you have to be forced to do that, but here it's like, oh shit, pump me up, chief.
whenever it comes to budgeting and stuff like that, I'm sure both games will affect each other, but it was confirmed by CDPR that The Witcher 4 had moved into full-scale production in late 2024, so don't expect to see that game until 2027 at the earliest. But CD Projekt Red surely doesn't want to slow down on the development of the other projects, which explains why they're bringing on so many new talent as they approach the official pre-production phase of Cyberpunk Orion. Like, it's no secret that game development takes a really long time nowadays, and massive CDPR games take even longer, so I would expect to just get the games when we get them. Honestly, I think the biggest win is the fact that both games are being developed at the same time. Like, if it was a different story back in the day where CDPR would work on one game and then finish that project and then work on the next game, like for instance The Witcher 3, they finished that project and then immediately after they started working on Cyberpunk 2077. So the fact that they could walk and chew bubblegum at the same time is exciting. Hopefully they keep the same standard that they set with Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty, but I do have some concerns that they're splitting both studios. Like, I think that's an obvious and genuine concern, but I think CDPR Boston has what it takes. Like, there's some really amazing talent over there, like veteran talent from across the industry, so I think they can make it work. But again, you know, switching engines as well as switching development locations is a bit concerning. Now, while there doesn't seem to be any direct confirmation of another major Cyberpunk expansion in the works, I think it's safe to assume that we're not
Wait, and why did you mention it?
going to get another expansion. They already said it many times, and if you were looking for new DLC or another expansion, just stop wanting it because we're not going to get it. CDPR already confirmed that they're not giving us another DLC or any expansion like that.
Wait, so why do you bring it up?
Phantom Liberty was their one and only expansion, and honestly, I wouldn't want anything new anyway, for the simple fact that they're already working on Project Orion, and I wouldn't want development resources and time taken away from that project. However, that doesn't mean we're not getting new content, because there are a ton of stuff to go off of that seem to imply that CDPR has some plans for new content before the sequel. I mean, first and foremost, there's the fact that CDPR has revenue numbers to hit, and the only way that they're going to do that is by releasing new content for their existing games. Like, you have to drive the hype somehow, and doing new game updates is the best way to do that. So them updating the existing Cyberpunk 2077 is a way to get new users to purchase your product. Like it was said during the investors call that they plan to support their existing games, and that's how they plan to hopefully hit their revenue goals. But that's not the only thing that we have to go off of. In 2024, Pavel Sasko asked fans on Twitter about what kind of character customization they would like to see in Cyberpunk 2077, which that definitely suggests that they're working on some kind of new content or update. After all, if they were just considering adjustments for the sequel, they would have just said that. But if you look,
what is this? Cyberpunk DLC happening? So what, now it's happening again?
but now let's assume that the copium is legit and there is some kind of new DLC in the works at CDPR. When could we?
Oh, okay, so we have nothing. we just have all the same thing is active, boys. Fear of CDPR, Red going Megavoke. Again, they were literally on the brink of bankruptcy, in my opinion, because they got sued and they could not win, so they settled. Yeah, this is gonna be wild. Anyway, that was Vest Nemo 10 out of 10. Bye.